his son. Well, first of all, the draft. I like the draft. Anybody I want to see go somewhere other than Bronny. I mean, I definitely want to see him go to the Lakers. Would it have been cool if he would win somewhere else too? I think yeah, but
that matchup would have been highly anticipated
for him to,
them two going against each other. But yeah, their first game together is gonna be.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's like
that's amazing to me. Like a lot of people are hating on it because it comes. A lot of people feel like it comes across as nepotism,
which he has the right to.
I'm not saying it's not, but that's cool as fuck to be like, yo, I'm about to play an NBA game with my kid. Like,
yeah, I mean, so for me, I look at like nepotism. Even if it's nepotism, I can't really say nepotism. I could say that your dad has the ability to make phone calls, to make certain things might line up to where you'll be able to get certain things, i.e. getting on this team. Yeah. But Bronny still went out there and played. He played in high school. He played before then. I mean, granted, his dad is an NBA player and has the money and the means to fund him to ensure that he's going to have the proper people around him to teach him how to do certain things. But he still went out there and put the work in. He still played at USC. He still did all these things to get drafted. And then he's not even drafted like he was 55th pick, some shit like that, second round. It's not even a high pick. Like I don't even know what his money's gonna look like. Like, is he gonna have crazy money from it? I doubt it. You know what I mean? But your dad,
I'm sure we get some sponsorships pretty quick.
Hell yeah! I mean,
I think he'll be all right.
Of course. I just think it's a.
He already has sponsorships.
I think it's a cool thing to have. Just period.
Through streaming.
To just do as a father. Like, bro, I made it to the greatest that I could be at, level wise, in my sport. I made it to the highest. I'm here. I'm at the professional level, and I get to play on a team with my son at the highest level. He made it here. That's amazing. Like, that's just a dope ass thing for a family. You know what I mean? I don't see why people would hate on it. Other than LeBron, like, he had to have some type of say so in the call making, so to speak. Like, they didn't just not tell him, like, hey man. I'm pretty sure it's like, hey, yeah, we should. I definitely think my son would be good over here.
I don't think it had nothing to do with that, but I'll let people with their own minds run. But yeah, I don't think it had anything to do with it.
What?
He bluntly came out and said he has nothing to do with it. The agent came out and said, we have nothing to do with this. Like, they're two separate clients, two separate everything. I don't think he went into the Lakers front office and said, hey, draft my son. I don't think he went in there and said, with no ultimatums or nothing. I think the Lakers made their own decision in drafting Bronny James Jr.
Oh, well, I mean, I definitely don't think it was an ultimatum. Is it a conversation that possibly could have happened? Yeah. I don't think he's in that world where...
sign him or I leave.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it was nothing like that. If people believe that, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, but...
So where's the nepotism part come in at? What that people say?
Because he got his son drafted on the team that he played.
He got his son drafted, so that mean he walked in there and told him.
That's what I would assume people are saying. I don't think it's nepotism.
No.
I don't think it's that way. But I think that either way, it's dope for him to have as a son, as a father, to be able to play on the same team is still dope. Regardless if
it's the dream.
Yeah, if LeBron did have strings in that or have some pull in it, so what? Like, that's the part for me. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
What's the issue? Like, what's the issue with him saying, hey, draft my son? Even if he said, draft my son, or I'm not playing. I'm going to retire this year. If y'all don't draft him, I'm retired. What's the issue with that?
Right.
Like, that's literally a demand for a contract.
A lot of superstars pull their weight.
Bro, yeah, you can demand stuff. Like, they have
not pull it.
Negotiations. I can negotiate if I want to. And if it's time to negotiate and I say, hey man, I want a fucking limo to pick me up every day from my house and drop me off at the court every day. If the team wants me and they're willing to do that, then they'll do it. It's part of negotiation. I don't get paid the same you get paid. You get paid a little differently than I get paid. Your sponsorship may be a little bit different. Your deal may be cut a little different. Your checks may be a little bit different. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't know why people make it a big deal. Like, is it because it's LeBron?
That's the team's decision. That's the team's decision.
Yes,
like whether LeBron had a hand in it or not, I think it's pretty reasonable to think that he said something about it. Like how extreme he went, I doubt he was doing anything extreme about it, but I wouldn't doubt if he said anything. And I don't, like you said, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But either way, at the end of the day, the LA Lakers themselves made that decision free of any like coercion or anything. Like they weren't being forced to do it or anything like that. They made that decision freely. But the optics of it, I think they're not going to explore into it. Like completely unrelated, but I saw this article earlier and it's talking about a trans athlete who is about to go to the Olympics or whatever, just won their first race or whatever. And you come to find out like it's a woman who was born a woman who just identifies as non-binary. But it's, in my opinion, like it was them using like the headline to kind of like
stir the pot.
Yeah.
Which I mean, that is definitely not the same topic, but
it's just the
headline thing. Like I mean, you could throw it out there and say LeBron had something to do with it. You could throw it out there and create a narrative about a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? That don't necessarily have to be true. They don't even have to be remotely true. And we as people, we can believe. We don't have to believe. But the truth is, if he come out and say, I didn't do it, if other people come out and say he didn't do nothing, I don't have, like, it just happened that way, bro. Like, yeah, granted, I may have known. Yeah, I got enough people around me that's going to tell me certain things. You know what I mean? Like, hey, bro, your son's projected to go to this pick. He might go here. This is, like, analysis. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's smart enough. He knows people. There's people that watch and just going to tell him, hey, bro. So, yeah, he might know, like, oh, man, it might be, hey, you might be over here with me, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if he come out and say he didn't do it, the agent or whoever come out and say the Lakers, whoever, then Rock, I guess you have to believe that that's the truth, right? I mean, these are the people that actually was involved in it. So, but overall, you think he's gonna have a good career? Session with the Bros.